Babadoa Chi Cho, Duel Commander, go go go, Duel Commander on the way, Babadoa Chi. Like and subscribe, please.
Hello, Babadoa Chi Cho. Welcome to another episode of Duelcast MTG. Today we are playing Phelia Exuberant Shepherd. This deck has been around since Phelia was printed in Modern Horizons 3. This is the deck I recommend to people who are interested in getting into Duel Commander. It's awesome. It doesn't seem to have an actual bad matchup except for the pseudo mirror in Cloud, which is funny because I was talking to a friend recently who was saying they were surprised at how Phelia has really come back since Cloud's kind of fallen off. And my response was sort of the only thing Cloud does better than Phelia is beat Phelia. So this is still a tier 0 deck. In my opinion, it is the best mono white deck, and it is also the best deck to try getting into the format. That said, Phelia is 1 and a white for a flash 2/2. Whenever she attacks, exile up to one other target non-land permanent. At the beginning of the next end step, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Phelia. Phelia is an individually powerful magic card. I play it in most of my white decks as a value engine, as an attacker that can get pesky blockers out of the way, as temporary removal, as temporary protection. Phelia kind of does it all, and being a flash creature is so nice. Because Phelia is individually powerful, we get to just play good cards in this deck. So we'll get into that now. Phelia is really important as your engine, so we play a lot of protection. The mono white kind of taxes weenie shell is very good at protecting things. We have a bunch of creatures that do it in Benevolent Bodyguard, Giver of Runes, and Mother of Runes. Skrelv as kind of the worst of those three, but still very effective. The Duke, Rebel Sentry, this is a card I've been seeing a lot lately and is very good. So the Duke is an 0/1 for 1. He enters with a +1/+1 counter on him. You can tap him to remove a counter and put that counter on another target creature you control, and it gains hexproof until end of turn. This card is awesome specifically in this deck because you can use him to either just pump up Phelia by moving the counter and then flicker him to reset it, or use the counter for the hexproof and then flicker him to reset the counter. So the Duke in this deck helps you scale your threats while being a protection spell. It's really nice here. Spectacular Spider-Man is another addition. It's interesting to me what a large impact Spider-Man had on the Duel Commander format, because other formats not so much, but we got a lot of really playable cards out of it. Spectacular Spider-Man has become the go-to heroic intervention effect. He's a 3/2 flash creature, already good stats. For 1 colorless, he gains flying until end of turn, or for 1 colorless, you sacrifice him. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This card is a really nice flash threat / protection spell. Voice of Victory to protect our turns from pesky counterspells and such. Ephemerate gives us extra value off of our powerful ETBs while doubling as a protection spell. They go to remove your thing, you ephemerate it, it's a new object, the spell fizzles. And Reverent Mantra is a card I play in tons of lists. This card's just great. It's basically the white Pyrokinesis. You pitch a card and give protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Because it gives all creatures protection, you can also use it for a lethal attack. I've used it against Light Paws to knock all the auras off by giving it protection from white. Reverent Mantra is incredibly versatile, and I really do enjoy playing with it. On to the removal. We play a ton of removal, which I always like. White removal is some of the best in the format. It's incredibly efficient, and it's great for tempo. So because we're a monocolor deck that plays snow-covered lands, we get to play On Thin Ice. You enchant your snow land, and you exile their creature from the battlefield until this leaves. Really hard to interact with because it always is enchanting a basic land. It's great. Enchantments are sticky. Love On Thin Ice. Oust is premium removal in the format. You just tuck their creature and they gain 3 life. That's absolutely fine. It's 1 mana. Card's great. It is a sorcery, which I think is the only drawback, and it's still phenomenal. Path to Exile, I've been seeing it a lot more lists. I don't always love it, but sometimes I do. So happy to see Path in this list. Portable Hole and Seam Rip as 1 mana answers to early threats. Static Prison as a temporary answer to any non-land permanent, but can also be blinked with Phelia to keep coming back and making energy. We are also a Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride deck, so sometimes you just have enough energy to keep their thing gone forever. Swift Reconfiguration doubles as removal and protection. If you have something with a static ability like Mother of Runes, and it's tapped and they can remove it, you can turn it into a vehicle to fizzle the removal spell and then just have a tap give protection from color. It's really probably better for removing blockers and attackers, but it does have that extra utility. Swords to Plowshares as the best creature removal maybe ever printed. Ossification as another On Thin Ice. It costs 1 more mana, but it also can exile planeswalkers. I really love Ossification. Razorgrass Ambush as one of our MDFCs to deal 3 damage to an attacking or blocking creature and get it out of the way. I put Umezawa's Jite in the removal section. I find it's just so often great at controlling the board. This deck wants to attack anyway. Getting the counters on it is pretty easy, and the -1/-1 counters take out most efficient threats. That said, it's also a game ender by pumping your creature or stabilizing you by gaining life. Jite's great. Flicker Wisp as temporary removal for something or consistent removal. If you have Flicker Wisp going with Phelia, Flicker Wisp comes back at the end step and flickers their thing out until their next end step. So you can use this to tempo lands, take out their creatures so they can't attack on their turn. Flicker Wisp is great in this deck. Lauren of the Third Path for artifact and enchantment removal, and also just getting more cards. It does give your opponent a card as well. It's still just incredibly useful. I love Lauren. She also has Vigilance, which is not nothing. Skyclave Apparition as our premium ETB removal. This says exile target commander with CMC 4 or less. And they get nothing because when they move their commander back to the command zone, they will never get the token for Skyclave's leave ability. Also great to spam that ETB with Phelia. We get to play Cataclysm. Each player chooses from among the permanents he or she controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a land, then sacrifices the rest. Our plan is to be ahead on board. We have a lot of non-creature ETBs that we flicker with Phelia. So if we are ahead on board, dumpster all their lands, and then just accrue value with Phelia and whatever our other permanent is and grind them into the dust. Palace Jailer as ETB removal and to take the Monarch to draw our extra card every turn. Parallax Wave as our must-play white card. Parallax Wave is removal and protection. It's one-sided. Flickering it with Phelia to repeat our ETBs and reset it if we can clear their board with it is just incredible. Phelia enables so many broken plays. The Wandering Emperor. 2 and 2 white for a flash planeswalker. As long as she entered the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you could cast an instant. So flash in the Wandering Emperor. You can use her to remove a tapped creature. You can minus her to create a 1/1 white samurai creature token with vigilance, or plus her to buff a creature and give it first strike until end of turn. The Wandering Emperor is another card in this deck that kind of does it all. You can flash her in at end step, activate her again on your turn, flicker her with Phelia. When she comes back in, you can automatically activate her again. Absolute all-star in this deck. Witch Enchanter as our other MDFC, ETB, destroy an artifact or enchantment, and you can flicker it with Phelia. Solitude for free removal. If you do hardcast, you can flicker with Phelia. An important thing to note with Solitude and Phelia is you never have a window to flash in Solitude, target it with Phelia's ability, and stack it so that you get the ETB scam effect. But we are playing Ephemerate, and Solitude is just basically always good. Then we have hate. We get to play a lot of hate bears and taxing effects in this deck. We have Esper Sentinel for blue decks. Try to get some card advantage off of it. Whenever they cast their first non-creature, it taxes them, or we get a card. Ghost Vacuum for graveyard hate. We are an Urza Saga deck, and Ghost Vacuum is just premium graveyard hate, and graveyards are really good right now. So Ghost Vacuum is a card you can consider just putting in any deck right now, I think. Containment Priest. Turns off Reanimator. Turns off opposing Flicker and Blink strategies. Also combos with Phelia. You attack with Phelia, you flicker their blocker or value creature, you flash in the Containment Priest. When it goes to end step, Phelia triggers to bring their thing back, and it can never enter. You can also gotcha with commanders. I believe the rule works where you can flicker their commander. They choose not to put it in the command zone. You flash in Containment Priest, and it just stays in exile forever. I am unsure if that rule has changed. I know that's how it used to work, but Containment Priest is absolutely cracked in this deck. Granith Magistrate for very commander-centric decks. Invasion of Gobakhan. This card has so many words on it. Basically, it ETBs to tax their hand, and you flicker it with Phelia to keep taxing their hand until it's time to attack it. And then at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attack this turn. Then this next ability is the one I always miss. Sacrifice Light Shield Array. Creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This is another card that does it all in this deck. The battle side, taxing them, is what you want to be doing already. Buffing your team is what you want to be doing. Protecting your board is what you want to be doing. And then in a pinch, if you're against a combo deck or think that your opponent may be on a wrath and you've already flipped the battle, you can attack, blink it again. It comes back as the battle, and you can retax their hand. This card is awesome. Lion Sash for graveyard hate and pump stuff up, or just make a big beater. Sanctifier and Vec. Black and red are good in the format, and some of the decks just cannot beat this card. This Sanctifier is a card you can always consider including in a white deck. It depends on your meta, but it is an incredibly powerful hate piece against the right decks. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben for our blue or combo decks, notably Storm decks. Thalia is the main option to sideboard into your commander in a matchup where she is just an absolute anchor for your opponent's strategy. Really love Thalia. And then we also have Elite Spellbinder. When it enters, you choose a card from their hand to exile, and it costs 2 more to cast, whether or not Elite Spellbinder is still on the battlefield. So this is kind of the white Thoughtseize in my mind. There's no Anointed Peacekeeper in this list, which has very similar text, but I think that's fine. This is the list that top aided the Spotlight series in Lyon, France, and I am just playing it card for card. Enlightened Tutor to get our Parallax Wave or our cheap removal, Portable Hole, Seam Rip, Static Prison. We can get Umezawa's Jite or Skull Clamp or something. We have so much value off this Enlightened Tutor that it being card disadvantage doesn't hurt as much with our very diverse toolbox. We're playing Cloud plus Skull Clamp, Cloud plus Umezawa's Jite. I don't think I will ever be sideboarding into Cloud as a commander, but you should never say never. So if there's a matchup where it seems like Cloud is the move, I will consider it. Stoneforge Mystic to access the same toolbox as Cloud. I have seen some Phelia lists playing Meteor Sword or Cauldra for Stoneforge. The problem is Duel Commander is so heavy on creature removal, it's really hard to resolve Stoneforge and then keep her around for long enough to activate her ability and cheat in your huge equipment. Ranger Captain of Eos to get our 1-drops. Like I said, we're a Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride deck. If we want to grab a Benevolent Bodyguard or a Mother of Runes, Ranger Captain is great. Recruiter of the Guard gives us access to basically our whole deck. Recruiter enters, grabs you whatever you may need. Generally, I think it's Solitude, but if there's no answer for Recruiter, you just keep flickering it with Phelia and draw your perfect card every turn. So Recruiter's an all-star here. Ranger of Eos is a card that I think lists go back and forth on. I like it. It gets our combo, basically, with Ocelot Pride, Guide of Souls. Those cards are so strong in tandem that they can just snowball and end a game. I think Ranger of Eos is smart in this deck. And just like Ranger Captain, it can kind of just grab us the thing we... Starfield Shepherd functions in very much the same way, but it can also grab our land drop. With Warp, you can warp in the Starfield Shepherd for 2 and then immediately flicker with Phelia, and then you get to keep around your 3/2 flyer. Starfield Shepherd's awesome here. Arkham's Astrolabe. This is the kind of pure card advantage section. Arkham's Astrolabe, if you've never played with it, it is banned in Legacy. When it enters, you draw a card. For 1 and tap it, add 1 mana of any color. It fixes your mana, which isn't a thing we need to worry about in this deck. We are playing quite a few colorless lands, so it can come up, but just a 1 mana draw a card that, if Phelia sticks around, draws you a card every turn is awesome. Skull Clamp, we're a white weenie strategy. We have Cloud. Skull Clamp lets you grind incredibly effectively in this deck. Thraben Inspector, when it ETBs, you make a clue. It's a slow card advantage engine, but it is a card advantage engine. Glimmer Lens is a card that Phelia has access to that's really cool. It is 1 and white for an equipment that has Firmiridin, so it is one of those living weapon texts. Whenever equipped creature and at least 1 other creature attack, draw a card. So when it enters, you make a 2/2 Rebel token. It's great to blink to keep creating bodies, and you can stack the effects to attack with your equipped Rebel and Phelia, get your card draw trigger, and then flicker the Glimmer Lens to make another body. Staff of the Storyteller functions in a very similar way. You make a body. Whenever you make a token, you put a counter on this for 1 white and tap it, remove a counter to draw a card. This is great to flicker with Phelia for the same reasons as Glimmer Lens. It creates game objects and brings you cards. Seasoned Dungeoneer as our initiative beater. The initiative is totally cracked, brings you land drops, buffs your team, or lets you scry, etc., etc. If you are unfamiliar with the initiative, the dungeon is the Undercity, and you can find the dungeon map at the bottom of this list in the token section. Samwise the Stout-Hearted is a card I was really excited to see here. Sam is a 2/1 for 1 and white with flash. Whenever he enters the battlefield, choose up to one target permanent card from your graveyard that was put there this turn and return it to your hand. This is really great with something like Benevolent Bodyguard or Spider-Man, where you sack them to get this really strong effect and then flash in Sam, bring them right back, or flicker Sam with Phelia to kind of keep that loop going. Pre-War Formalware, as our other super strong recursion, gets tutored with Cloud or Stoneforge, brings back almost all of our creatures, and equips to give +2/+2 in vigilance. Pre-war formalware is. Our next section is Crack Their Noggin. These are things that are in here to attack and get the game over with, and also Shadow Spear. Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride, which we've mentioned a few times already. Ocelot Pride will fill the board with tokens. Guide of Souls will trigger it whenever you cast a creature or just have a creature enter, so flickering something. You don't have to put the Ocelot Pride at risk in combat. You build a huge board and make your attackers huge. Blade Splicer. Love Blade Splicer. When it enters, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. So many words for a 3/3 token. Golems you control have first strike. You make a body, that body's a great attacker or blocker. If you have good attacks, you flicker the Blade Splicer to create a new one as a blocker. And it's important to mention the golems only have first strike as long as Blade Splicer is around. Still great. Then we have Toby, Beastie Befriender, and Overlord of the Mistmoors for that same effect of flicker them to create tokens and beat our opponents with said tokens attacking. Toby makes 4/4s that can't attack or block on their own. That shouldn't ever really be a huge problem because Toby is an attacker or blocker, but we want to have a big board. Overlord is our real main top end. Flash in Phelia, impend the Overlord, make 2/2/1 flyers, flicker them right away. You get back the 6/6 that makes 2 more 2/1s. The entire Overlord cycle is very powerful, and being able to flicker them is just nutso. Then we have Steel Seraph. This card is sweet in this deck. You cast it for 1 and 2 white as a 3/3 flyer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. You can give Phelia flying to get her in through combat, lifelink to stabilize, vigilance to keep her up as a blocker. And then when you flicker the Steel Seraph in its prototype 3/3 form, it will return as the 5/4 and just be a flying. This is a card I only ever see in Phelia lists, and I'm excited to play with it sincerely. Because we're a mono white deck, we get to play a lot of utility lands because our mana's basically perfect. So City of Traders as our ritual effect, really good with Samwise the Stouthearted. Play your land, City of Traders dies, flash in Sam, bring it back, and just keep pseudo ramping every turn. Command Beacon, because Phelia is our engine. So if her tax gets a little too high, you can Command Beacon, bring her back to your hand, and have your 2-drop flash creature back. Crystal Vein as another City of Traders that also sticks around to tap for a colorless. We get to play Dust Bowl, Rishadan Port, and Tectonic Edge. All 3 make me happy. Beat up our opponent's mana, try to stall and hate them out of the game, get rid of the really important tech lands, something like High Market in Hidetsugu and Kairi, or Glacial Chasm in Azusa or Golos. I love the lands that beat up lands, and also Rishadan Port is great to tax your opponent and keep them off balance while you're ahead on. Aganjo Castle to protect Phelia or other useful legendaries. Iganjo Seat of the Empire as removal. Flagstones of Trocaire. Awesome card with Dust Bowl. You sacrifice this to Dust Bowl's ability, ramp yourself, destroy their land. It's just great. Gemstone Caverns to steal the play. Mishra's Factory and Mutavault as our man lands for that extra attacker or blocker. Sometimes our hand will be low and games will be close, and these can get the game over with or stabilize. I love a good creature land, and we get to play the two best ones. Scavenger Grounds. We already mentioned how graveyards are good right now. Tap 2, tap it, sacrifice a desert, exile all graveyards at instant speed. Lumra is a terror right now. Having instant speed graveyard hate is awesome. So Scavenger Grounds, you tap 2, tap it, sacrifice it, and get rid of the graveyards. Talon Gates is sweet in this deck. It's really nice to protect Phelia. If you have the mana, you put it onto the battlefield to get rid of an attacker or blocker. This card is also awesome with Cataclysm. Phase out your thing, Cataclysm them. Now you have even one more card on them. Tectonic Edge, we mentioned, and Urza Saga. We have a pretty robust Urza Saga package with Skull Clamp, Shadow Spear, Ghost Vacuum. All incredibly useful cards. And if you're in a deck that can make really good usage of Urza Saga, you probably should be playing it. Then we have 24 Snowlands. Snow Plains, sorry. On Thin Ice and Arkham's Astrolabe, there's no reason to play not snow-covered plains, so that's what we're doing. So that is the deck tech for Phelia Exuberant Shepherd. This deck is awesome for very seasoned Duel Commander players and also brand new ones. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I am looking forward to this league, so let's go duel.
Let's duel. Oh.
Hey, some of you may know that I'm an author. This is my first novel that came out in 2018 from Lanternfish Press out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Vampire Gideon Suicide Hotline and Halfway House for Orphan Girls. This is a dark comedy about mental health in which a vampire runs a suicide hotline. People call and say how hard life is. His response is that being dead isn't really great. This book comes with heavy trigger warnings. Please find them online. But if you're liking the content, you may like it. There's a link in the description. Thanks so much. Round 1. We are on the play against Atraxa Grand Unifier. I think this may be a player we've been playing against who plays Atraxa. I'm going to keep my hand. We'll go Duke, City of Traders, Flash and Phelia, or maybe hit like an Arcane Signet with Lauren or something. Seems good. Because we have Duke, Flash and Phelia, play Glimmerlens, Link Glimmerlens. I like that. I am excited to play the dog. The dog is good. I would like to just draw a plains so that maybe I can sandbag this City of Traders for a touch longer, but I'm not feeling particularly picky or greedy today. So we'll go Duke pass. They play an Arid Mesa. Blade Splicer's good. I'll play City of Traders and say go. The question is, do we just flash in Phelia now? I think the answer is yes. Because we have the Duke, I'm not worried about spot removal here, but having Phelia countered would be annoying. So I think this is good timing. And if there are any Phelia players watching, please tell me if it's, just better to always flash in Phelia on end step. Because I don't know the answer. Oh no, I lost a colorless mana. Wah. They go Scalding Tarn, crack it immediately for a basic island. Ooh, I mean, that's good someday, I guess. I think I want to go Glimmerlens over Blade Splicer here. Memory Lapse. Annoying because I really want to draw land. Go to combat, declare attackers. If I had... oh no, you fool. Oh, I was talking and just did attack all. That was so bad. What I was gonna say is if I had a white mana up, I would just use the Duke to put the counter on Phelia because we have Ephemerate. Oh, that was so bad. Are we not going to get punished? That would be awesome. All right, we didn't get punished. Glimmerlens, just try this again. This time it works. We make a 2/2. Go to combat, burn off our colorless mana, declare attackers, not be an idiot this time. Phelia will blink Oh my gosh! No, let me undo it. I blinked the token and not the equipment. This is such a bad start. What am I doing? I'm just talking and clicking fast instead of like trying to play. Oh my gosh. Endurance, that's fine. Oh my goodness, I'm a fool. Those are two like really, really bad spews right off the bat. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put the counter on Phelia. Just make her a 4/4 so she doesn't die to endurance. I should have waited for declare blocks. It's fine, everything's fine. They're not even blocking. I am so bad. What am I doing? They're at 12. I should have a 2/2. I should have two 2/2s. Growth spiral. Tracking their polluted delta. Exploring. I love explore. They should attack because they didn't block. They don't want to. Okay, there's our white source. So now we'll go Blade Splicer. A Wrath here or Dream Halls is just disastrous. I'm going to blink the Glimmer Lens. See, and like we should draw a card here too. This is so bad. Oh my goodness. Now they want to block. No response. Glimmer Lens comes back, makes us a rebel. What am I doing with life? No Dream Halls, please. Supreme Verdict. Yeah, I mean, like, bound to happen. Ephemerate doesn't do anything. Phelia can go back to command zone. So, ridiculously bad. Cast Cloud. Cast Cloud. Get our Skull Clamp, I think. Pre-war Formalware. What do you bring back? Blade Splicer. Or the Duke. Lion Sash attacks. I'm just going to get the Skull Clamp. And cast it right away. And then say go. Hey. Is there an Aven Interrupter in this list? I don't think so. Prismatic ending on Skull Clamp. That's a bummer. No response. And they are, like, basically fully stable at 11 here. Go to combat. Flare attackers. Attack you. I don't want to cast Recruiter of the Guard yet. Do I? No, because if they tap out for Atraxa, I would like to just go get Solitude. And I don't want to... I don't want to burn off the command beacon to flash in Phelia. And we have Ephemerate for this guy. Countered. Mystic Confluence? Cryptic Command? Mystic Confluence. Yuck. I cannot pay, so I won't. Wish I'd gotten the pre-war Formalware. Okay. I didn't check if there's an Aven Interrupter. There is not an Aven Interrupter. Good to know. There is an Elite Spellbinder. They're cracking their Windswept Heath, and that is it. Okay, found a Plains. Happy about that. Let's go to combat. There's no point in equipping the Glimmer Lens here. They have something to do. Snapcaster Maid. Sure. And getting back the Mystic Confluence. Bummer. I should have ephemerated in response to the target, I guess. Ugh, man. My play here is so weak. And I'll just pass. They're going to draw 3 here. I will flash in Phelia. My goodness, gosh oh my. Ooh. First game of the day. All right. Oh no. So dead. Bounce land. This is definitely the same player that I've been playing in leagues, playing Atraxa. Oh, Tefarino. No. Do I have anything for that? I don't know that I do. Flicker Wisp. I mean, kind of. Just try to go Recruiter here. Yeah, they've drawn a million cards. I don't think this game is winnable. Just punted that one in every imaginable punting scenario. Oof. Okay. All right, let's play well this time. This hand is terrible. Mulligan. Skyclave is fine. Flash Threat. Path to Exiles, like, whatever. I'll keep it. And I think dump the path. Land, go. They pay their 2 life for the Hallowed Fountain. Makes me think Force Spike, Spell Snare, Stern Scolding. You know, something. Such a good hand in that last game, too. And just, oh boy. Cast Phelia. Get her countered. Yep. Spell Snare, it's one of those cards. I would like to move her to command zone. Toby is good. We'll cast Toby. Make a 4/4. That was a really good draw. Toby is significantly worse without Phelia, but still happy to see, you know, an attack for 5 potentially. Tithe. I love that Tithe is in this format. Really do. Duel Commander's so cool. They do not play either of the lands we know about, and they explore. So now they'll get to put one out. Yep. I like this person's Atraxa deck a lot. Oh, go Flagstones. Attack you for 5. Cast Cataclysm. And the only reason I'm casting Cataclysm here is because we have the Flagstones. Ah, Reprieve. Sure. Try it again next turn. Demonic Tutor. I think that probably gets a counterspell. Cataclysm seems disastrous for them. Or Brainstorm. Maybe there's like a Force of Negation. Flooded Strand, cracking it right away, and getting a basic island. Combat. Flare attackers. Attack you. Cast Cataclysm. I'm not going to not cast Cataclysm. Make them use their counterspells. Miscalc. Yield. No. I forgot to play my land. Andrew. Get it together. Get it together, guy. They continue to play lands that I don't know about. They surveil off an Undercity Sewers. Abrupt Decay on my token. Annoying. Combat. Back for 1. Cast Sanctifier. Dress down. Sure. That's I guess they don't want their... What's in their graveyard that they don't want to exile? Demonic Tutor? So they're cycling off the dress down to protect the Demonic Tutor, it looks like. Because they can go Snapcaster, Demonic Tutor, Deluge. Is that the plan? No, it's Atraxa time. What are you Atraxing? Atraxa's so good. Oh, this is a lot of cards. Neferino, bunch of counter spells, a removal spell, Cling to Dust. Would love to just like draw on Thin Ice. What did they keep? They chose Burgeoning, Teferi, Fell the Profane, and Trot. Let's flash in Specky Spidey. Say, take our turn now. That's a removal spell. Take your Atraxa. Hey, Phelia. Phelia's good. I am bad, but Phelia is good. That's the lesson here. Do I want to sideboard into Thalia? I think I do. I think I want Thalia as our commander for this one. And if they're anything like me and just inattentive, then they won't realize I've sideboarded into Thalia. I like this hand. I'll keep this. We have protection, removal, a creature with protection from their commander. I think this is fine. Tamiyo. We're going to Solitude that for sure. I'll take my draw first. What could they have? No, I'll take my draw first. There's no reason to just like slam that. The Duke. Is it Sanctifier or Enlightened Tutor that goes? I think it's Sanctifier. Enlightened Tutor represents On Thin Ice or something. But I do not want to play against Tamiyo. She's just too much value. Saga or Flagstones here. I don't have a Lava Spur Boots, which is something I really like in an Urza Saga package. I think it's just Thalia here. Yep. You can go back to Command Zone, and we'll attack for 1 because the Duke has nothing to protect. The Duke! Alright, they don't want to pay the 2 life there. I'm not interested in Enlightened Tutor yet. I am interested in that card. And this is fine to just cast with Prototype. Miscalc, that's fine. Go to combat, declare attackers, hit you for another 1. They're at 18 with 2 cards in hand. 2 cards is not that many cards. Golgari Rot Farm. They'll have 3 cards in hand, and we know 1 is a basic Plains now. Saga ticks up. Am I Saga gaming or am I casting Thalia? I think I'm casting Thalia. I think it is just better. They have 3 cards and 1 is a basic Plains. They've used a good amount of counters already. I am not going to attack. I want Thalia to live. They're cycling Lorien revealed. So now they have basic Plains and Undercity Sewers and 2 unknown. They surveil. See what we draw. Dust Bowl. Oh. That seems really good. Not going to make a construct. Let's get Skull Clamp. Play this Dust Bowl. Destroy their bounce land. We'll sacrifice Flagstones, because that's just a tight interaction. I would like to use the ability. Go to Plains, go to combat, attack for 2. Put the Clamp on the Duke, so that if we have to use him for protection, we draw our 2 cards. Ooh, Ranger Review. I want to Dust Bowl them again. Is this a May? Up to one target creature phases out. So we'll play the Talon Gates. I'm not going to phase anything out. I'm going to Dust Bowl them again. Sacrifice the Talon Gates. Attack them. And then we have End Step Enlightened Tutor. No, we don't because of Thalia. I think if we just keep Dust Bowling, like how do they win? I can Dust Bowl them off black here. Gonna do that. And there is my always question for me of like, am I playing too cautiously with this Duke? Should he be getting in for damage? And I don't know, but I do want to just keep Dust Bowl. I think that with this play pattern, like I really kind of don't know how they win. And if we keep drawing lands, it's just like GG's. Oh my gosh, I'm the best alive. Dust Bowl you. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going. Good old Death and Taxes. They're cycling something. What did they cycle? Censor. Oh, neat. I think now we just take them off blue and start attacking with everything. Man, that's tight. So I'm going to do this one more time. And now that it's a 2-turn clock, I'll start attacking with the Duke. They do keep hitting their land drops. Mistress Factory is really good too. Blow up your Lush Portico. Okay, Dust Bowled into the dust. So even with me playing game 1 like as badly as you can play and making a bunch of mistakes game 2, Death and Taxes just tax them out of their non-creature spells and blow up all their lands. 1-0. This is my latest book. My therapist says this grief journal is a good idea, that was released in March of 2025 by Lanternfish Press. This is a dark comedy about family trauma that explores how important dogs are to the healing process. It is the literal grief journal of a man in his mid-20s whose father had tragically passed away, learning to grieve. It also comes with trigger warnings, but please consider checking it out. Link in the description below. Thanks. Ooh. Okay, round 2 on the play again, because I'm good at rolling dice today. And I'm definitely keeping. We're playing against Spider-Man 2099. I love the Bodyguard. I love the Reverent Mantra. We have Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride here. I'll keep this. And I think I lead on the Bodyguard. Definitely lead on the Bodyguard. Mental misstep? Yep. Okay. I would rather have that counter than Guide of Souls. It kind of does its job in that way. And now the question is, do we warp the Shepherd or cast Guide of Souls? I think I cast Guide of Souls knowing I have Reverent Mantra Stoneforge here. Stern Scolding. Okay, can't do anything about that. They are doing the Spider-Man thing. Would love to draw a 1-drop in this next turn. Didn't do it. I'll pass. I just want to flash in Phelia and then try to warp Starfield and flicker it. Although I think the likelihood of it going to plan is low, I still think it's right. Yeah. Makes sense. Can Phelia just go on top here? I think so. Yeah, let's just put Phelia on top. Just draw her. Guard is so strong. We draw Phelia, play Flagstones, cast Stoneforge Mystic, get our pre-war Formalware, and say go. Swarmyard is a cool land that 2099 has access to because it says regenerate target spider. And here he is. So we'll wait for the trigger to go on the stack. They can kill the Stoneforge. And then we'll flash in Phelia once this happens. Or I can just flash in Phelia to respond in response. Fine. Force Spike. Yada, yay, yay. They have it so far. That's okay. If I draw a land, we can do... No, we can't quite do Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride on the same turn. Static Prison seems really good here, because Guide of Souls wearing pre-war Formalware is out of range of the Spider-Man trigger. And we also just have the Reverent Mantra. Tight, tight, tight. It's nice when your deck just has such high card quality. Oh, and we automatically get the 2 energy because of the Static Prison that we won't be paying for. That seems pretty good too. I don't want to pitch the Starfield Shepherd to Reverent Mantra, but absolutely will. Here is Spider-Man. Hoping they don't have the Wild Ride or something. Reckless Charge, same thing. Reverend Mantra's insane here. We block, and then we Reverent Mantra, giving protection from red. Spider-Man dies. Swarmyard is not online. Yeah, that was pretty good. Cataclysm. Well, I'm casting that. So we choose an artifact, a creature, and a land. Say done, flagstones get sacked, brings us another land. Pretty good. Pretty good. Cataclysm, baby! Yes, I want to use the ability. I would like a planes. Want to go to combat. Player attackers. Attack you for 3. They are just so far away from doing anything now. Flame Slash would kind of be disastrous, but I think I'm fine with it. Man Tower. Land is fine. Player attackers. Attack you. What do you have? Seems like they might have something. Do you have something you don't? You're at 9. That Reverent mantra with the Reckless Charge on Spider-Man was pretty good. Arena of Glory is a little worrisome. That represents like a hasty Murktide or a hasty Oculus. That would not be great. That is a castable card that is really, really good with Guide of Souls. Oh, and it just resolves tight. Combat, player attackers, attack. I would like to use the ability. Okay. If they can't find an answer, they're dead next turn. Preordain. That's looks at an answer. Okay. Cataclysm. Hell of a drug. I think this hand is super keepable. We can't cast Cloud, but we have Skull Clamp. I'll keep this. I'm going to lead on Astrolabe and just take my redraw. Oh, I think I still lead on Astrolabe here. I would like to find another planes. Although now it doesn't matter because Astrolabe fixes. God, Astrolabe's good. All right, say go. And the nice thing about playing Phelia is that first game, unlike the first game against Atraxa, it felt very much like the deck just played itself. I think now we cast Cloud. Ooh, Swords is great. I am just going to cast Cloud here. Daze. Yucky. Hard cast Daze. I do love that. When Daze is just like, I've got a Force Spike. Panda. Love a Panda. They did not shuffle with Ponder, which is a bummer, and then played Arid Mesa. Oh, Samwise is tight. Mishra's Factory. Cast the Guide of Souls. If this gets countered or killed, we have Flash in Samwise. And because of that, I'm just going to pass. If nothing happens to it, we have Flash in Phelia. Okay. Now, if they want to kill Guide of Souls with Spider-Man, okay. Now let's try to pick Guide of Souls up. Doesn't look like it. All right, well, that worked. So we'll pick up Guide of Souls. And then they're just going to Tails End the ability. That's fine. That's really fine. Skrelv, tight. Cast that right away. I'm not going to cast any of this stuff because I want to Flash in Phelia. I could also just cast Phelia now while they're tapped out, but then it dies to Spider-Man. That doesn't seem like a good play. So we'll attack for 2 and pass. Swarmyard again. Brainstorm. If they cast Spider-Man, I'm going to Swords to Plowshares right away to protect our creatures. But they're brainstorming, so... And they don't have a shuffle showing. They might be looking for a land, which I don't know if that's the best case scenario, but it might not be the worst. I'm curious why they use Tail's End on Sam's ability rather than Sam. It just left us with a 2-1. Sinister Concierge. That's annoying. Card's so good. I don't want to play against that. I guess I could have ossified that. Might have been better. That was probably a little hasty. They're going to Unholy Heat Skrelv. That's fine. It's not my favorite thing to happen, but whatever. Casting Voice of Victory for sure. Spider-Man does not kill that outright. Subtlety. So now they are Hellbent. If that's going to make you Hellbent... Okay. I think that goes to bottom. I'm more interested in lands right now. Yeah, I'm more interested in lands right now. That Subtlety felt... Actually, yeah, it's a use it or lose it, I guess. But what did they exile? They exiled a Stifle. Stifle is really good against Phelia because you can stifle the returns trigger. Okay. We're going to ossify that. And Swarmyard does not help with that. Yep. Sam's gone. Land. Yes. Ossification, Spider-Man. Phelia is such a good deck. And then we'll pass. Them not casting Spider-Man says to me counterspell, but I think there are enough good draws that that's fine. And at the very least, we have Mishra's Factory to start getting in there. Ooh, Toby. Let's cast Toby and equip the Shadow Spear to the Beast token. Toby dies in response. No. Oh, that seems good. Okay, and we'll pass. So that gives us an easy Skull Clamp on Toby next turn. Although they can Spider-Man just kill him. Interesting game. I have to think here comes Spidey. Yeah, that kills Toby. We will have Mishra's Factory to block Spider-Man. Oh, wish we had that land. Cast Shadow Spear, say go. I have a lot of permanents in play, just none of them attack except for this land. Oh, they can regenerate though. I think we just get cracked for 4 here. Swarmyard coming in clutch. And they're just going to cast the Brazen Borrower now. Take another 2. That kills Spider-Man. But they just regenerate. Okay. And we'll try to just hardcast a Solitude here. Which one of these do I want? I think it's Spider-Man still. I think that's still because my feeling is they probably have to draw a land to recast him. And if they can't recast him, it's pretty hard to raise Solitude. Just with what they have showing. Dang it. It's not what I wanted to see. Okay, here's Spidey back. Like, Solitude doesn't block Spider-Man anyway. Okay. Now they're tapped out of Swarmyard. Another removal spell would be kind of tight. That's not. Alright, let's gas you up. Equip the Shadow Spear. Equip the Skull Clamp. So, Spider-Man just blocks and kills this, but I need the cards. So, this way, we either get life or cards. I'm fine with either right now. Because we're not quite dead on board. We're at 1 on board. They do not lock. Okay. I wonder if they have the combo kill. Expressive Iteration. Dang it. I think, are we dead? 4, 7, and 2 is 9. So we're effectively at 3. So a Chain Lightning, Ghost Fire Slice, we're dead. GG. A G. 3 lands, Parallax Wave, creature that protects our stuff, 2 removal spells. Yeah. Yeah. Keeping this all day long. Cast the Duke. No mental misstep, please. No mental misstep, please. Okay. And just playing this deck for the, match in 2/3, it really does feel like we match up well against Atraxa and Spider-Man, which are 2 important decks to match up well. And when I say match up well, I don't even mean like, oh, this is a highly positive matchup. I just mean it feels like we always have a chance. I think I'm going to Sorcery Speed Phelia here. Just try to get in under their counter magic. I think this is fine. Just knowing that they're a deck that plays so much counter magic. And then we'll start porting them. What you got? Back to command zone. Okay, yeah, and now we'll just start porting them every upkeep. Of me a Rishadan port. Do we tap their blue or their red? I guess they're blue. Blue is their cantrip color, so. Yep, see? CCC? Being such a brilliant genius, it's my gift and my curse. That was dumb. I liked that. Alright, it looks like they may be in a brainstorm lock. Oust is good. Alright, Gemstone Caverns. Flash in Phelia or port them again. I think we go Flash in Phelia and then just kind of like try to buy infinite time with the Parallax Wave, maybe? Yeah, because it's not like we're ahead. I think this is fine. Cast Phelia. I don't expect this to resolve. Yeah. No. Yes to command zone. Next turn. Guide of Souls is good. Play Witch Enchanter. That can just enter tapped. That's fine. I'm not interested in casting Parallax Wave yet. Okay. Now let's port them again. The one that doesn't cause you pain for tapping for colored mana. And Guide of Souls dies to Spider-Man, but then we have so much removal for him. EI. Underlay, mama. EI. Uh-oh. Expressive Iteration. That was a That was a weird choice on my part. They cast Urza's Bauble. What did we reveal? We revealed Skyclave Apparition. Why do I feel like they already knew about that? Okay, so now they have Spidey mana. So our turn will depend on if we draw a land or not. If we draw a land, we oust. If we don't, we hardcast Solitude. Okay. Let's just go Skyclave here and say go. Yeah. We'll port them, same land again. And then next turn, we'll cast the Parallax Wave. Again, depending on draws. Every time it's the opponent's turn and I'm like, we'll do this, we'll do that. It always depends on what you draw. Spider-Man again. Yep. No response. I'm hoping they don't have a Force of Negation. It's not the end of the world if they do, but it would be, like, kind of annoying. They don't. Let's just eat you right now. And I don't think it's unreasonable for them to leave him under. They did not, though. All right. Grindy game. Port you. We also have Solitude put it under the Parallax Wave. But I don't think that's where I want to be at right now. Phelia costs 6. Yeah. I do love Rishadan porting an opponent. Makes me maybe a little too happy. Cast Glimmer Lens. They might just be on counter literally anything right now. They have 6 cards in hand. It doesn't look like they can really use their mana otherwise. Tapping basic. Change the equation. 4. I don't think there's any point in porting them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, I'm not going to port them now. I'm going to flash in Solitude instead. Like, I don't care if they recast Spider-Man right now. We still have the oust anyway, so we'll just hardcast this. Resolves, that's good. Okay, Mishra's Factory. I'm not really in bluff mode at all, so attack you. Sokin's on. Sure, I'll eat one. We do still have the oust. I think I'm just going to eat both of them. Yeah, maybe this is not the best because now we can't protect Solitude, but I think I'm fine with it dying here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And now we flash in Phelia while they're tapped out, and we can still port them. I should have just P-waved the 1 token, and I kind of knew that the whole time, which is whatever. That may have been very, very bad. Unclear. And I'm sure for those of you watching, it's very clear whether it was bad or not. Because if I'm thinking it was probably bad, it was more than likely bad. But we're still playing the game. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Jinkies. Do I have anything for that? Oh, man. I don't think I have anything for that. True Name Nemesis is good. And if they don't want to attack with it, like, they should attack with it. We can't race that card. Oh, man. Port you again. How do we beat a True Name Nemesis? That is a question. That is a question. Like, even if I had done the Parallax Wave Solitude thing, not like an idiot, it does nothing against True Name Nemesis. I guess we just try to race with... Oh, no. We can oust that, at least. Phelia is good against Murktide because we can flicker the counters off, but that's only if they don't attack with True Name. And now they'll probably cast the Bone Crusher as well. Yeah, that's what I would do, too. We are in trouble. I can't block. You know I can't block. I think we're cooked. I'll cast this because it's a spell to cast. Get a look at their hand at least, and then make decisions based off of that. What are you working with? Tell me what you're working with. Pyrokinesis. Well, I can't do anything about that, so I won't. Yes to command zone. Don't be a land. Give me something attacks. Oh, mental misstep. Whatever. Doesn't, like, super matter. I'll oust the Murktide. I have to do something about it. And then if they attack with Bone Crusher, we can Mishra's Factory and tap and block. We'll command Beacon Phelia back. I don't think there's any point in porting them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's no point in porting. Okay. I think we're pretty cooked, though. What are my outs? Like, a flyer would be great. Flip the battle. Oh, that's the combo. Yeah. That's really bad. And they have the mana to, like, reckless charge, flash it back. So depending on what they get, if it's like Snapcaster Mage, Reckless Charge, Wild Ride, we give them Snapcaster Mage. I just don't know how we beat a True Name Nemesis, to be perfectly honest. I guess it has to be like Phelia on board and a Steel Seraph and Lifelink and all that stuff, but Heart is so hard to race. I guess I could have... No, you can't port in response to this, they just tap it for mana. Oh, Cloud of the Dominus is the other one. So they can... I think we give them this, right? Yeah, we have to give them that. So this goes to 4 and then 7. We go to 10. Or they put this out of Mishra's factory block range. None of this is good. None of this is good for us. I don't have any stack interaction. Already used Solitude. This True Name is such a beating. All right, at least we get rid of that. Get Phelia back, Flash and Phelia. They have Cloud of the Dominus in hand. What are our live draws? Not that. Play it. Point in not playing it. Link this. Tax the Clout. Next turn, we port them. They don't have the mana showing to Spider-Man plus combo. But if they draw a land, I think we're dead. There's Spidey. And there's the land. Oh, but it's a mono blue land, luckily. And now they don't attack, which I think is smart. If we don't find something to answer something, we are dead. It doesn't really do it. I'll cast Thalia because there's no reason not to. And then we'll pass. And we'll pass and just port them in upkeep. I think we're dead. I think we are quite dead. Because realistically, all they have to do is... Yeah, like they can Clout of the Dominus here from exile, which triggers Spider-Man, and then they can just Reckless Charge plus Wild Ride here. So we are dead, but I am going to make them do it because the line doesn't seem incredibly intuitive to me, and I make mistakes. But I think no matter what, we're dead. I can't think of really anything. Something that gains a lot of life. We'll see. They also have Murktide in hand. So, like, they can just cast Murktide, flashback the Wild Ride, and we die. Okay, they are Reckless Charging Spidey. Block with Thalia. Okay, there's Clout. So now they either kill Phelia or we get 7-balled. Yeah, I would do that too. Okay, so we need to find an answer this turn. And we didn't. GG, opponent. Well done. That was tight, tight, tight. All right, 1-1. Round 3 on the draw against Hei Bai. Not my being good at rolling dice did not continue. We are on the draw. I'll keep this. I like the static prison for whatever shrine Hei Bai finds if we don't need to use it before that. I like the Starfield Shepherd. I like Ranger of Eos. And I really like the initiative here. It's just we need to draw lands, which we instantly do. That makes me happy. This might also be a Thalia matchup. Spider-Man might have been too, to be honest. Is Thalia just better than Phelia? Is that the question I'm trying to answer? They surveilled Sauron's ransom to grave. Let's flash in Phelia. I am still more interested in Phelia resolving in this matchup. Getting in under the interaction is important. Hei Bai. So we'll On Thin Ice Hei Bai and Static Prison their shrine. Sanctum of All is a good one. Okay. Ooh, Spellbinder's also good here. Let's On Thin Ice Hei Bai. He goes back to command zone. Let's Static Prison the shrine. Go to combat. I'm going to blink the Static Prison here to get the extra energy. So now we'll have 4 energy, and we can keep that thing for longer or potentially just go get Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride. This is also an option. But I think next turn I want to cast Elite Spellbinder. Demonic Tutor. Boo! Boo, Demonic Tutor. Ranger Captain of Eos seems good as well. Cast that. No More Lies. Sure. Play Scavenger Grounds, which I should have done beforehand, but that's fine. Back, we'll do the same Static Prison trick and hope we don't get too punished. Okay. Hit for 3. They are down to 13. Take that Sanctum back. Thank you. And go to our next turn, or their next turn. I mean, Scavenger Grounds is a cool land. I imagine this is Hei Bai. No, Wrath of the Skies. Oof. Brutal. Brutal opponent. Phelia can go back to the command zone. I think we try to slam Seasoned Dungeoneer here. Yeah, I'm going to just try to slam the initiative. Okay. Resolves. That's big game. So now we have the initiative sub-game going. Get one of our billion basics. I already played our land drop, and now we'll pass. Sanctum of All happens, which is a bummer. It's the card draw one. And this triggers at the beginning of the first main phase, so they'll draw 2, discard 1. Wrath of the Skies there was so strong, getting rid of the Static Prison, too. I'll just yield through this turn. I'm not doing anything. All right, the initiative ticks up. I'm just going to go aggro. I think it's the best option. Lion Sash seems fine. Dress down. Sure. I'll attack for 5. Cast Lion Sash. And then we'll pass the turn. Dress down goes away. They'll draw 3, discard 1. Hei Bai is so good. They're effectively at 3. But they're going to draw a million cards here. Do not like our odds. They draw 3, discard 1. They're at 8. Supreme Verdict. Yes, I can't do anything, so I won't. Yeah, Hei Bai gets to play all the Wraths. I think Wraths are really, really good in this format, and probably not played quite enough. Try to flash in Phelia. Turn Scolding. You got it. Back to command zone with ye. They go to 3. Trap you. The initiative is so good against control. How much mana do I have? 6. One short of going Spellbinder Cataclysm. So I think we try to bait a counterspell like this. Doesn't work. Is Cataclysm kind of like our only out? No, because it... Tricky. Get Guide of Souls. Past that. I think this is probably worth a counterspell. Alright, and then Spellbinder. Hopefully I didn't just play right into a Force Spike or Mana Tithe or something. They Fatal Push Guide of Souls. That's fine. Spellbinder's like not even necessarily the best here. They have a billion mana. Okay, but we do get to take Jace Wielder out of their hand for the time being. But now they're going to draw a billion. They are dead on board, and their deck is not like the densest on win conditions, so I think we still have a good chance here. They didn't have counterspell or anything, so in hindsight, if I'd gone Spellbinder first... No, we didn't have the mana to Cataclysm after it, that's right. It was one short of kind of the perfect sequencing for what we had. They are also dead on board. Hei Bai. But they're up to 7 in hand, so who knows. 3 mana showing. Solitary Confinement. And all damage that would be dealt to you. That seems good. Take the initiative. Well, we'll tick up the initiative. I mean, we're for sure casting Cataclysm here. They're tapped out. Force of Negation is the only thing I'm worried about. And, of course, I said it, so it happens. Golly. That's annoying. They've drawn so many cards, though I can't really be upset about it. There's no point in attacking. Oh, man. This is rough. We can just F6 through the turn. Super stabilized at 2. And that Cataclysm resolving would have been huge. It had to be Force of Negation there. But if you say it, it will happen. Sad face. Ooh, Bowmaster's good. So now they can take the initiative. I don't get to go into the throne. They have 6 cards and infinite mana. We're up to 8 mana. Cast Ranger of Eos. That was dumb. I could have... No, that's fine. I was just thinking, oh, I could have gone Starfield Shepherd and gotten our planes. No, this is fine. Oh, I tapped the Scavenger Grounds. I think I'm fine conceding this one. Like, they have the initiative going up. They have so many cards and so much mana. And I'm not going to, just F6 through my turns and be like, clocks or win con. Especially because they have a lot of clock. There's no point. This hand looks fantastic. And here's Thalia, so we maybe get to see if Thalia's cracked in this matchup. No mental misstep. Stop saying the card! Okay. Tapland, they pass. Now we cast Thalia. Sorry, Astrolabe, but Thalia's better here. That resolves. Go to combat, attack. The problem with Thalia versus Hei Bai is that they cast their creature and then they tutor out their non-creature destroy you thing. Lauren is good in this matchup, though. Attack for 3. They go to 16. And we pass the turn. I'm sure this is just a surveil. Rip Phelia now? I don't think that's necessary. Well, they can't... Yeah, they can't counter her right now. I'll just cast Phelia. I guess subtlety, but again, I just want her resolved. If we get Wrath, like, that sucks, but whatever. Okay, didn't happen. Cataclysm again. Cast Flicker Wisp. Counterspell. That's fine. Attack with all. Do I want to blink something? I didn't want to. I was just doing thinkies. Whatever. It's fine. Missed a point of damage, but we'll potentially make up for it next turn. That was bad. That was bad. A bang. See what they reveal here. The good one. Well, I think the one that they want to see first. No, I don't know. So we go Lauren here. Destroy that. Go to combat. Attack. Blink Lauren. I do want to use the ability. Fly Phelia. Hit for a lot. Hit for 6. So they are now dead on board. Okay. Wrath here would be brutal. Stop saying it. Why do I keep saying it? Ay, ay, ay. Keep doing this to myself. I am F6'd for the turn. They are considering whether or not they want to pay the 2 life on the Godless Shrine. They do. Why am I this way? Why am I this way? Oy vey. I wish I had 1 more mana. Cast the Astrolabe. With 1 more mana, I could Stoneforge, Pre-War Formalware, and cast it. Let's go Stoneforge. Yes, I would like to use the ability. Is it just Lion Sash? I think it's the Clamp. And then Clamp Stoneforge. If Lauren had 1 more power, I think I would have gotten Shadow Spear and made a lethal attack. Brainstorm. I should have gotten the Formalware. That was silly. Because then we could have just Flicker Wisped. Andrew. Swords to Plowshares. Okay. They have 4 cards. We have Reverent Mantra. Does that kill them? No. I think I just Clamp Lauren here. Yeah, Clamp Lauren. Cast Esper Sentinel. Cast Dranith. And put the Clamp on Dranith. Planar Genesis. And they pay. To no one's surprise. How do we navigate this? If they do fetch, then next turn we have an attempt at lethal with the Reverent Mantra. Go Protection from green and attack for 3, but that's dependent on them fetching, which they are not. They did. Okay. So we have to hope that their hand is full of air, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. Lauren on the Draw Engine Shrine was big game, though. Tap out. Damn. Damn. Well, dang it. Now do we Cataclysm? Let's see what we draw. Skull Clamp's really good. On Thin Ice. Not, like, actually very helpful. Interesting game. They want to Orum's Chant, so we will flash in the Wandering Emperor. Create a god. That was probably silly. We could have just eaten that and flashed in Phelia, but this also seems like kind of fine. We have Static Prison for their Shrine and On Thin Ice for Hei Bai if they go that route. Shurikai. Well, quite annoying. Quite annoying. But we have kind of the same play. Doing it in response to the cast means that I can just Static Prison the token because we have lethal here. Okay. Got over the finish line, but felt like kind of just barely. I also decided that I wasn't interested in siding into Thalia. This hand looks terrible. Well, it's not terrible, but not good. So one mulligan. This looks significantly better. We just put back Shadow Spear. Jite's a lot less mana efficient, and they're not a creature deck, and I really like Jite against creature decks. I'm going to put back the Jite. I think all of their good shrines are more than 4 mana. also notably. Let's go Skrelv instead of Thraben Inspector. Skrelv at least puts them under some pressure once Phelia comes down, and we can reconfigure it to protect it potentially. Ganjo Castle, Sego. I'm not attacking, and I am somehow behind on clock to the hard control deck. Classic me. Fire Nation Occupation. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, create a 2/2. Oh, that's cool. I've seen this card before. I had to look it up then too, but it seems really cool. Yeah, it seems really cool. Let's go Skyclave on that. Go to combat, link out your token, and say go. Okay. That felt like a good productive turn. Hei Bai. No response. This stupid Sanctum. Costs 5 mana, so Skyclave doesn't do it. But we'll reconfigure the bear. Shadow Spear. Equip it, I think, just to Phelia. No, we'll equip it to the Skyclave. Incentivize them to maybe kill that instead. I'm not blinking any of my stuff, so I'll blink their stupid enchantment. Not that it actually matters, but... So now they'll tutor up the shrine that will let them draw 2, discard 1, I think. The one that triggers at main phase. No, wait, why didn't that work? It's a May ability? Did they click no on the May ability? Curious. Very curious. I have a feeling this is a Wrath. I need to stop saying that because it always happens when it is. Which might have been a reason to cast Parallax Wave. Deluge. Yeah. City of Traders. Raven Inspector. Make a clue. Cast Parallax Wave to buy as much time as possible. Eat your token. Say go. Sanctum of All. Why aren't they getting anything? Oh, they just have it. Okay, sure. Gemstone Caverns was not the draw we were looking for, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Phelia costs 4, and I would like to flash her in, so I'll say go. Probably should have done that when they only had 1 mana untapped. They fetch off a Bloodstained Maya. Oh yeah, and this triggers shrines twice. Oh no, if you control 6 or more shrines, that's what it is. I don't know that they even play 6 shrines. I feel like they probably don't. Oh, here's the other one too. Or I would love to draw Lauren, I guess. Or Witch Enchanter. Something that says no to these. They have so many cards. Yeah, countered. Loose Focus, I can't do anything about. Next turn. Lion Sash is at least something. Voice of Victory is objectively good. Let's cast both of these. Attack you down to 5 and pass. I don't have anything that gives haste, unfortunately. Just thinking if they find an answer to all of this and I have to Parallax Wave to save everything. Another interesting game. They have 8 cards in hand. These things draw so many cards if left unchecked. It's so good. Snapcaster Mage. Targeting Deluge will eat it. Lion Sash. Love it when Lion Sash is good. They still have 7 cards in hand. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So much mana. So many cards. Okay. That at least worked. Now what? What is your follow-up? Do you have a follow-up? This game is probably over if I resolve Parallax Wave much earlier and protect all of our creatures from that Wrath. Parallax Wave is so strong as a kind of one-sided board wipe, win the game button, that I often forget that it's also one-sided Wrath protection. Either way, this is a tight one. Solitude. No response. They target the Voice of Victory. We P-Wave it. Did I just miss lethal? I don't think so. We Lion Sash. It's 5. No, I didn't miss lethal, thankfully. And I'll also eat the Inspector here. So now our creatures come back. And I wanted the Thraben Inspector because I want to make that clue. Crystal Vein's not it. Eat this clue. Astrolabe is a redraw. What are we looking for here? Not a land. No. Equipped to the Sash. We can make it 4/4. Let's attack. I have to exile both of our creatures, but that's fine at this point. Okay, so we go exile Skyclave, exile Skrelv, and then we go to combat damage and pass. And then I am F6 through the turn. Ugh. Yeah, Wrathed again. And now Hei Bai is back online because the Swift reconfiguration goes too. So now they have a win con of attacking. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Cast Recruiter of the Guard. I do not expect this to resolve. I think this one is over. I'm gonna save my time on planet Earth. They're crushing this. GG, opponent. Well played. All right, so we are 1-2. Round 3 on the draw again. This time against Juri, Master of Revue. I'm really tempted to keep this. The one land is super risky, but all of the cards are good. I am going to mulligan. All right, this still looks really good. I'll keep this. And we'll put back, I think, just planes. There's an argument to put back City of Traders, but such a high chance Phelia dies, I do want it. Whereas they use their graveyard. Yeah, I'll put back planes. Okay, they go tapped land, pass. I will go planes and pass. I'm kind of comfortable ripping the Shepherd with this Solitude. Yeah, I don't really want to play against that guy. No, let's get rid of the Staff of the Storyteller. This was too hasty. I should have taken... Or no, I was thinking I should have taken my draw first, but this makes the zombie at end step. So I think this is fine. Is it great? No. Is it fine? I don't super want to play against that card, and I also don't want to flood out. Since I just pitched a spell to Solitude. Here's Juri. When they crack the fetch, he'll become a 2-2. Phelia is good against Juri, just knocking the counters off, though. So, we shall see, by usual. Flash and Phelia. Ooh. Am I more interested in ossifying Juri? I'm not. Let's warp in the Shepherd. If I'd been smart and played the City of Traders, I could have done both. Could have done both. Silly goose. Also, I'm fine here flickering the Shepherd and trading Phelia for Juri. That is important to mention. Although we could just get Benevolent Bodyguard. I'm going to do that. That's actually really strong. All right, I think now Phelia will die in response, sadly. No, they're just surveilling. Nice. Very nice. Oh, but now they have the Flare of Malice. That's a bummer. Okay. That was a really good turn for them. Yes, Phelia can go back. Now we have to sacrifice the Shepherd. But we have a Benevolent Bodyguard. That's sick. Okay. Good turn, opponent. Well navigated. Well done. That will take the ossification, which is a bummer. Swift reconfiguration's pretty good. I don't think this is a damage race. I think entering a damage race with them is bad. So I'll hold this Swift reconfiguration for Juri. They can get in for 3 here. So can Zana's land. I think I prefer that to it making 1/1s. Oh no, the Gargadon. Crud. That's their combo kill. Bombardier. Alright, well, I know I have to reconfigure that. Not beating that card ever. They can sack it to the Gargadon, but what am I supposed to do here? Yeah, they are going to do that. They're down to 1 card in hand, but they also just have their combo. Because with Gargadon and Juri, you can just sack all of your lands, make Juri huge, attack, and then sack Juri and fling it for lethal. I'm going to go double block, sack the Bodyguard. And they sack the Gargadon, as is expected. Gargadon's also, if you just sack enough stuff, a 9/7 aced. Like, it just beats you to death. Blade Splicer's a good draw. That puts serious pressure. It also puts bodies in front of Juri. And I didn't misclick this time. So proud of me. Every time I don't misclick on Phelia's ability, I'm proud of me. Alright, here's the Splisser. Demonic Consultation. All of these decks playing Demonic Consultation. What is going on? What did they name? They name Harmonic Prodigy. That's... that maybe just kills us? Because then all the Juri triggers happen twice. But they need a land as well. Because they go Prodigy, Juri. Each one of these pumps Juri by 2. Okay, well there's Juri with no land yet, at least. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Just path him and upkeep. Attack with all. Blink the Blade Splicer again. Okay. Then an upkeep will path to exile. Love when path to exile feels useful. Does give them a land, but it also makes up for it in Juri costing more. Like, Juri costing 6 is a very big deal here. And I don't want to F6 because I might need to Scavenger Ground. Shooting the Blade Splicer. Seems reasonable. Oh, but because they sacked him, they don't get their land? Not that that necessarily matters right now. They do need some removal because, like, sure, Gargadon can hit me for 9, but then we just kill them on the crackback. Thoughtseize, I have no cards. I've made that mistake before. Harmonic Prodigy, and that's it. Okay, cool. Okay, we've got the Duke, we've got Sam, we've got Cataclysm. I'll keep this. Seal of Fire, that's a bummer. Goodbye, Duke. I think we just cast you anyway. Oh, Tainment Priest is pretty awesome. Yeah, I would like that Seal of Fire to kill the Duke more than I would like it to kill anything else. I think they should just kill it. Because if I get to untap with it, unless they just want to cast Juri and then rip it. I don't know. I mean, that probably makes sense on timing. Opponent says never lucky in chat, and I just said I'm sorry. I know that feeling and feel a bunch of empathy for them. Looks like they're not killing the Duke, or they'll do it in response to Phelia. But now I can Sam and put it back in my hand. I'll just pass. If they go to kill him, we'll flash in Phelia and give Phelia the counter. All right. They play a Polluted Delta and a Carrion Feeder. That's not what I want to see. Not at all. I think I block and pick up the Duke with Samwise. Yeah, I like that play. My dog is snoring like a wildebeest. Very cute. Great, end step. Flash in Sam. Pick up the Duke. Oh, Toby. Toby's pretty good. But I think I just cast the Duke and pass. Yeah. Cast the Duke and pass. I think they should kill the Duke, but I don't know. I don't know what's in their hand. I've never played Juri, but now that I have something that it can protect, I don't know. I think they pretty clearly want to save it for Phelia. Painted Pack. Sure. Do hate that for us, though. I very much hate it. All right, they get Unearth. Interesting. Okay, they got Unearth with their Tainted Pack. I guess that lets them throw Juri and bring him right back. I'll block here. The Seal of Fire is a real bummer. They surveil. It is cool that Juri gets big off of fetch lands. I do like that. Combat Damage. Cataclysm's actually pretty bad in this matchup. And I need to untap with the Duke before I can try to flash Phelia in. Oh, Umbral Caller Zealot. That seems pretty cracked in their deck, actually. All right, so now the Duke's online, and I'll pass the turn. Could I have flashed in the Containment Priest in response to this? I could have. But having it just die outright doesn't feel good. I'm going to take a big crunch of damage here. That's okay. Okay, Chthonian Nightmare, whatever you call it. That seems rough. However, I do have the Scavenger Ground. And now I would rather Phelia die than the Containment Priest. Killing the Duke. They do have multiple sack outlets for Juri. All right, that's fine. Solitude seems good. So let's Solitude, Exile, and Cataclysm. I think we get rid of the Zealot here. Malakir Rebirth. That doesn't... Oh, that... I don't think that works because it's Exile. I don't know, though. Oh, then they sack it to Carrion Feeder. Yeah. Okay. That now makes sense. So now we'll flash in the Containment Priest. Sacking Juri to the Carrion Feeder. Kill the Priest. Yeah. Makes sense. Oh, gosh, I'm so silly. Meant to play the Scavenger Grounds as land. We'll make a couple 4/4s, though. Or do I just want to... Yeah, we'll just blink Toby. They can Chthonian Nightmare a bunch of times. But it doesn't look like they put Juri in the graveyard. Or we'll make a couple 4/4s. Plus, I don't think they really want to sack either of these to the Nightmare anyway. Lame. Turn target creature with mana value. Okay. Oh, Juri was in the graveyard. I missed it. Sure. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. No, okay. They do not attack. Portable Hole. Let's do that to the Zealot. Yeah, we'll do that to the Zealot. They sack it to the Carrion Feeder. Can Juri get big enough to trade with Phelia? It doesn't look like it. So, player attackers. Attack with everything but Toby. Phelia will target the Portable Hole. Because you can't block. Yeah, Carrion Feeder cannot block. End step. Let's take Carrion Feeder. They have no cards in hand. When they try to activate this, will Scavenger Grounds. They sack it to itself. Sacrifice a creature, return this enchantment. I think I can just Scavenger Grounds now, only because I don't know exactly how the Nightmare thing works. So I'm just going to do it now while everything's in their graveyard. Okay. They have to top deck really well. Mount Doom. Yeah, they just have to top deck really well. Pyrokinesis on Phelia. Yeah, I would like Phelia to go back to the command zone. They are still dead on board and hellbent. So cast the bodyguard, go to combat, back with all, sack to give you protection from red, go to combat, and win. Cool. Okay, 2-2. I forgot to hit record on the fifth match. Yay. I'm not re recording the league though. This one was long and grindy. And so this is going up with the four. We lost match 5 against Atraxa again in a very close one where I sided into Thalia as commander, and I think that turned out to be wrong. They just had answers for everything in the Thalia matches, and the first match is the one, or the first game is the one that I won with Phelia as commander, just having a good flash threat, and then linked Steel Seraph and just beat them down really quickly. Game 2 was a Thalia game. I Enlightened Tutored for Urza Saga, which I think was the right choice. It's just hard to answer for a control deck. And then equipped a Shadow Spear to the construct while they were at 5 and had a lethal attack and just the most savage dress down of all times. And then they slammed Dream Halls and got Atraxa down, and it was a good Atraxa, and we were dead. Game 3 on the draw was not super competitive. I resolved Thalia and Giver of Runes. I had Urza Saga again. We got Supreme Verdict cast, recast Thalia, had Phelia in hand, flashed her in, and then they went Enlightened Tutor, Dream Halls, and, comboed us out. I didn't have an answer for Dream Halls. So the first game felt great. The second game felt really close. The third game, they had a really good Wrath, and then Dream Halls, and that card's just incredibly difficult to beat for a deck like Phelia. Really fun league, 2-3. The first Atraxa match, just dust bowling them into oblivion, felt amazing. I love that for us. Match 2 against Spider-Man felt really competitive. It was tough, but that doesn't feel like a bad matchup. It feels like more coin flippy. And I think that's one of the real strengths of Phelia is the matchup against what I think is the other best deck felt fine. Match 3 against Hei Bai, that felt like a bad matchup. That was pretty brutal. Not being able to get over the finish line quickly enough, and then they just have a million cards and mana. Those feel like a pretty futile effort because of the amount of wraths and counters and removal. That might have been a good Thalia match. I'm not really sure, but that was definitely a tough one. Match 4 against Juri felt great, being the sort of more taxi aggro deck against the kind of more combo-y aggro deck. That felt really strong. That one feels like it's a very, very positive matchup. And then match 5 was Atraxa again, and variance. It felt like variance just didn't really go our way. Phelia is super fun to play. I think that's first and foremost. It is, I think it's definitely a tier 0 deck. This is a top 5 deck in the format in my mind, but it's also really, really fun. So if you're interested in getting into Duel Commander, monocolor decks are obviously the most affordable. You don't have to buy dual lands, and you can play it without City of Traders, which knocks a considerable amount off of the overall cost. This deck is awesome. I recommend it to everyone. If you are a seasoned Duel Commander player and want to try something new and just be able to win any matchup, this deck's great. If you're brand new to the format, the deck is super fun. Flicker value is awesome. You can definitely play a couple pet cards in the flex slots. If I were playing this deck, I would run Cataclysmic Gearhulk because I'm a sicko and I love it. But yeah, really, really fun deck. Really cool. Fun league. 2-3 is a little worse than I would have expected But you can never predict these things. And as we saw, I wasn't playing super tight, which I never seem to do online. Maybe that's something to practice and work on. Not really important right now. Thank you so much for being here and dueling with me. I'll see you on the next one.